Morning, bird brains. First ride on the Dyna after the new bars, new grips, and new throttle tube. So it feels like I'm riding a completely different bike right now. So these bars are a lot, like I said when I was installing them, they have a lot more, I wouldn't even call it pullback, just because since they're bolted straight down to the triple tree, they have no give forward or backwards. So it's just whatever angle your forks are at is whatever angle the bars are at. So I feel like they're really close, but I think it's just having to get used to them because I had my other bars pretty far out. And then of course with the new throttle, every throttle position is essentially 25% sooner in the throttle turn than it was, because instead of making a entire rotation, now it only rotates 3/4 of the way before you have full throttle. But going back to the bars, that's one of the reasons why I went with the 14 inches instead of the 16 inches, because for each inch that you're going up, you're also getting an inch closer to you. Also, I didn't have to switch cables or wires, so the 14 was kind of the best of both worlds. It kept it a little bit further away from my face, and I didn't have to swap any cables or wires or anything. They're going to take a little bit of getting used to, but my initial thoughts are they're pretty damn nice. I gotta secure this somehow, probably some zip ties or something, because that flapping's gonna get annoying. I was also afraid when I took them out of the box that they were gonna be too wide. Just holding them just bars alone, they felt like they were a lot wider than I expected them to be, but now that they're on the bike, I have to say the width is absolutely perfect. God, it is windy right now. We're kind of sort of recovering from Hurricane Harvey. Us here in San Antonio didn't see it bad at all. We just got very, very minimal rain. I think like the highest wind we recorded was like 45, but it's still pretty windy even right now. And the temperature is down pretty low. I think we're like mid 70s right now, which it hasn't been that cool since probably like February, March. So a little uncharacteristic. But yeah, I got all the new stuff on the bike, so I figured what better way to go and test new mods than to go take them on Cielo Vista. So I figured we kind of sort of have clear skies. This little rain cloud kind of came out of nowhere, but I decided let's go hit up Cielo Vista and see how the bike handles now. I will say the flick of the bike, I don't know if it actually is quicker, but it definitely feels quicker with these new bars. I mean, nothing really changed suspension wise or anything like that, so technically I guess the bike should handle the same, but kind of where I am placing my weight and everything is different, so maybe just the responsiveness feels different, or maybe not. I guess since the weight is being applied in a different manner, I guess the bike would handle differently. I mean, just scientifically speaking. So let me show you what this throttle can do now. So it's 0, full throttle, full throttle, full throttle. I will say that throttle is a lot better than stock, but I almost wish it was even more of an aggressive turn. I kind of read that in the reviews before I bought it, it's good, but it's not great. I mean, yeah, it is 3/4 turn technically, but I kind of wish that it was full throttle right about there. So a couple more degrees taking off that throttle turn would be ideal, but for I think it's like 55 bucks, definitely a worthwhile investment. Oh man, I hate getting stuck behind trucks on this road. I'm going to take this run a little bit cautious just because this area did see a little bit of heavy rain, so it's known for washing out gravel and stuff like that. Prime example, this roadway always washes out. Man, it is almost like too chilly to be without a jacket right now. This truck is getting it. Ooh, there's a little gravel. Also, what do you guys think of the new blacked out caps? And it made a world of difference. Looked really nice. And that blacked out looked pretty good too. We'll gotta do more about that though. There's still way too much chrome down there in the front. Alright, that run wasn't too bad. Go ahead and turn around and hit it the other way. I think I'm gonna adjust the throttle a little bit more too. I'm getting a little bit of play in it. back there. Woo! That's an adrenaline rush right there. Definitely need a lot of work on that route though. I can be faster for sure. So yeah guys, my overall review is I actually really like these handlebars. I feel a lot more in control. I don't feel like I'm having to use my lean angle as much with these bars. I can kind of just power through it with the counter steer. Once I get more comfortable with using my body and that counter steer, oh man, it's going to open up a whole new world at that point. One thing I didn't mention at the beginning of the video that I really should be highlighting right now is I did swap out the bushings, the stock bushings that come with the bike for the Lucky Days polyurethane bushings. And I have to say that is a world of difference just by itself. Even if you were keeping the stock bars, I would suggest swapping over to the polyurethane bushings if you're going to be doing any sort of performance or like race style riding. The rubber bushings that it comes with is really to cut down on the bar vibrations, but it gives you so much play in the bars. Like going back and forth, you probably have, if you really push on it, I guarantee you can get 2 to 3 inches of play out of the bars just because of the bushings. With the polyurethane, you get almost no play whatsoever. I mean, maybe a 1/4 inch, if that. Of course, that's going to increase the vibrations and things like that. But as far as performance and handling goes, man, it's a world of difference. I will say though, you do get quite a bit more bar vibration. But when you look at on the pros and cons list, I would much rather have more bar vibration than have play in my actual handlebars. Also, I really like these grips. They're the Biltwell. I want to say these are the Kung Fu. I never looked them up. Yeah, they're just the straight ridges. They don't have any bow in them or anything. They're just straight across. The only thing I don't like about them is they feel different. Like the left one feels different than the right. I'm hoping that'll go away once they break in. And it's very minimal, but you can definitely feel the throttle grip is a lot more squishy than the left side. So overall, very good purchase. Once again, huge shout out to Get Lowered Cycles and Lucky Dave's for sending me out these products to try out and review and things like that. I'm gonna put at least 500 miles on these products before I even do any sort of review on them. That's kind of my stipulations. I like to get 1,000 miles on them, but things like grips, handlebars, things like that, those are going to be easier to tell right off the bat. You don't really have to put 1,000 miles on them to know how they perform or how they hold up. Of course, if anything happens with them down the line, I'll report on that as well. I'm really interested to see how these bars are going to feel on a long ride. Because if you look at my old videos, my arms were pretty much straight out to grab the handlebars. With these, they are quite bent. I don't know how well you can see right now, but they're pretty bent. Like I said, the handlebars are pretty close to my body, but they're not at an angle to where it's uncomfortable. See, the stock bars, when I originally got them, they were closer to my body, but they were like right here, so like my elbows were kind of having to come in. With this, with the bars being more straight across and the wrist angle being less extreme, my arms just kind of hang there. They're not pinched off to the side to get a comfortable grip on the bar. Like I said, they're just real relaxed, kind of just hanging there. So I'm curious to see how that's going to feel after a couple hundred miles. Right now my arms and hands are killing me. That's just because I was going hard on Cielo Vista, but I mean right now they're already starting to kind of feel a little bit better, so I don't think I should expect any issues. Well guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. Like I said, just a quick first ride to see how these parts hold up, and very impressed, very, very impressed. Like I said, keep a lookout for a long-term review for all the products I mentioned today. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already, go ahead and punch that subscribe button. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.